As the cost of housing continues to skyrocket in major cities all across North America, it's really inspiring to see more people taking up the search for housing alternatives and getting stuck in and building their own homes. That is exactly the case with this next inspiring young couple that we're about to visit, who have constructed a beautiful home on wheels. Hey Dylan.
Hey Bryce.
Good to meet you, mate.
Thanks for making it.
Hey Julie, lovely
Hi.
to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Oh my gosh, this house is beautiful. What can I say? This is an absolute treasure, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure convinced I'm happy with it, yeah. I really liked the idea of taking the initiative of building your own home and going through the steps that are involved with all those processes. I mean, I've done some amount of building, but figuring out what works best for this situation, I just thought it was going to be really worthwhile to understand what amount of energy it takes to do it and all the considerations you have in terms of using energy. And yeah, I think I was a little inspired by that, by feeling capable. And the tiny house, be it that it's ours and we built it, I mean, there was just an exponential number of things that were better and more exciting in this living situation than we've ever experienced in just renting another something. You know, this is more exciting on so many levels.
It's our first home.
First home. We're homeowners.
I also really like the fact of it being on wheels so that just in a land use wise, right now we're renting land from someone, so it provides them with a little bit of extra income, and otherwise it would be a space that wasn't really used for housing, and it's pretty minimal impact. It's not like you're building a permanent structure that's going to be there forever, so it's a really great option to have them on wheels.
And so I can see here that you're actually hooking into power and water. That all just is grid connected. Do you have off-grid capability here, or is it all just hooked up?
No, I would say we're probably going to be on grid for the indefinite future.
Although it's a fairly minimal energy draw that the house has, just because we have a fairly long run of wire that goes up to our landlady's house.
Yeah, it's just a 20 amp plug, one 20 amp plug installed on the outside of our house. Outside of that, it's just 20-pound propane tanks. Depending on the season, we go through 20 and, 2 to 3 weeks in the winter, and now 4 to 5 to 6. So it's so minimal.
Well, I absolutely love how the house looks on the outside, and it makes me very excited to see what you've done inside.
Okay, come on in.
Oh, this place is beautiful. I especially like what you have done with this feature wall here. That looks exceptional.
Yeah, it was
Thank you.
meant to kind of bring your eyes up. I mean, with the 2 skylights, and in terms of cutting out the as much claustrophobia, which some may feel in these houses. Yeah, just kind of bring that feeling up.
So right now we're in your living room.
Yes.
And this is a great space. You've got a really nice, comfortable looking sofa there, and it looks like you've got enough room for some storage under there as well.
Yeah, definitely. And it does also slide out into almost a queen size bed. So nice if people come to stay over.
You're both very tall. And like me, it's really interesting because when you're building your own space, the temptation is just to raise everything up a little bit, because in a regular sized house, I don't fit. Whereas in a tiny house that's designed for tall people, I feel like I fit a lot better. And it looks to me like you've done that in this space as well, haven't you?
Yeah, for the kitchen, the counter height is taller, which is really nice for, especially since you're doing all of your dishes by hand, that you don't have to be bent over, and just for cooking in general.
Yeah, this is where you spend most of your time. So to have that nice high loft floor and bring that countertop up, it's just, everything feels comfortable. And yeah, we're both, I mean, Julie's 6 feet. I'm over. I went a little crazy with this bar table and this this window in particular. Had to build some custom stools because everything was a little too high.
It doesn't feel too high in the space. Like this is probably one of the first countertops that I've
comfortably lean
been
on.
able to lean on.
That's custom.
Exactly, that's the benefits of custom, and this kitchen as well, because I am constantly in that position where if I'm at a normal bench height doing the dishes, as you say, it's a real pain. You actually have to stoop over in order to do them, whereas
That's right.
this is a very comfortable working height.
It's made like a really nice like working space, and we do pretty much all of our cooking and eating at home. So it's nice to have like a good amount of counter. We didn't want like a bulky amount of things for dishes and cups and that kind of thing, so we just have pretty minimal. But yeah, a nice spot for bowls and plates, and then we're really lucky that one of Dill's good family friends is also an amazing cotter, so we have lots of her pieces, and nice to be able to show them off all the time.
And I've just noticed here behind me, we've got a perfect little tiny house friend. Hi there. What's your name?
This is Sophie.
She's beautiful.
That's one of her favorite places to hang out in the house, so she can look out the window and see what's going on down the street.
And the full-size fridge under here as well?
It's plenty for the two of us, and yeah, nice to still have like a bit of freezer space.
I really appreciate having a big fridge. And then right beside it, we've got all our dry foods inside the stairs there. And we shop at Costco. And that'll make sense to lots of people who shop at Costco. And you can live in a tiny house and shop at Costco.
I'm sure they're going to be stoked to know that.
They're going to be stoked.
Once I know what Costco is, I'm sure I'm going to find that really exciting.
I sure hope so.
Okay. And then through here is the bathroom.
Yeah.
This is a really nice room.
Thanks. Yeah, we're really happy with the layout of it. We went with the trough tub, which is great for us, and it also doubles as the sink. And then we also have the composting toilet and just a good place to store laundry, that kind of thing.
Excellent. And over here you've got the loft area, and it looks like you're doing some really interesting stuff up here.
I actually haven't been up there since we moved in 9 months ago, so
So it's storage
maybe one time. No.
Kind of the running joke, because it's mostly my crafting stuff up there and instruments.
And you've got the projector there as well. That's a really nice way of putting on some entertainment.
Yeah, we pull it down, we pull the couch out, easy as that. It sits on one of our stools, the high stools there, and we made the screen with 2 pieces of dowel chains that come down off the 4x4 and hangs and fills this space. So again, the iPad streams to the stereo up top, projectors here, we're laid back on the couch. That's really nice.
And then your sleeping loft is over the other side.
That's it, yep.
You can definitely tell that this loft is a lot shorter than a lot of others because you've really prioritized the space downstairs, haven't you? Mm-hmm. But it's still comfortable enough up here. I can totally sit up against this wall and feel very comfortable.
Yeah, it definitely feels super cozy and comfortable, and it's really nice to sleep in like a smaller space too, like our little nest up here.
The cozy aspect is never a scare. It's kind of a delight crawling into your little cave to sleep and to see the moon every night and see the sky every time you wake up. And it's a beautiful place to sleep.
And then we do have all of our clothes storage just in bins that are really easy to access in kind of a little short closet in the corner.
So how have you both actually adjusted to life in a tiny house?
Yeah, being in the house has been great and so amazing to like look around and be like, I know how all of these things came together. We built that and we built that. Yeah.
Yeah, the little story with every little piece. There was no adapting in a negative connotation. The adapting was positively overwhelming. I'm happy with it every day. I'm happy to wake up and go down the loft stairs every morning and make breakfast and make coffee on our little stove and all the little things. It's better than easy.
What was the actual cost of this project?
So $30,000 of materials, and then take your best guess at how much it costs to build for a year.
We were to pay ourselves.
So yeah, 30,000 of materials, and then 45, 50.
And what does this space mean to you?
I've never really had substantial projects. So to see this one through and really to create shelter for yourself is like, it's one of so few absolute needs we have, and to have taken care of that for ourselves for the meanwhile. It's not for everybody. Building a house is not for everybody, and tiny houses are not for everybody, but for us, we took care of it now. We've created more choices for ourselves.
And it means so much to be able to make your own home, and yeah, it's really like a special step to know that you built it yourself. Looking back, it's really, it was something that was really enjoyable and rewarding to build so many different components of it and see things coming together, and the space is so nice and cozy. And I think really for us it's been an easy transition into a smaller space, and it really doesn't feel that small.
This is a really charming house. It's packed full of so many really beautiful, really little quirky elements that just give the house so much character, and it makes it completely evident just how much love has gone into the construction of this. And I wish you both an incredibly happy future in this beautiful home.
Thanks, Bryce.
Great to meet you.
Thank you very much. As a tall person, I can really appreciate the design of this house. The fact that both Dylan and Julie are tall and have designed everything in this tiny house to accommodate that fact just makes the space so comfortable. It really goes to show that if you design the home to suit your specific needs, you're going to end up with a space that you love. And for me, this space really works.